Here we are. It's dirty. Today we're going to be pressure washing the entire car. Engine bay, wheel wells, pulling the wheels off, cleaning everything. We're going to be going to a car show later tonight, which is going to be pretty cool for the vlog. It'll be the first car show that we're going to with this vehicle. Why is there a cast aluminum stock manifold in here when you just put in a polished one? And you can see this is indeed my VVTi plenum. So I live in a desert. It gets really hot here. When I installed everything, it was winter and the air temperatures were great. So the car would just love it. I mean, in this video, we're going to be taking off that plenum because you can obviously tell it clashes with everything. But it was just there for the for summer. So for the car show we're going to, I'm gonna put that plenum on. The polished one, and then once everything's said and done, because it's still really hot out here, I'm gonna take it back off and put the stock one on so that the computer's happy. There's not enough oxygen during the daytime, it gets too hot. Gotten the plenum off. You can see just from the last video when I installed it, I probably put a few thousand, to be honest. This is normal amount of oil, maybe not. But that's how much oil was coming through there. Still pretty clean. I didn't really clean up that plenum a whole lot before I put it back in the car. Just gave it a decent pressure washing. And you can see in there a little bit of puddling. Just gonna come in here and wipe it off and get this seal ready. So there's that. What else I wanted to mention was after doing the install of the Mark IV Supra intake plenum on the is300, I noticed that I had some issues that I wasn't aware of the first time. So I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, but I have replaced the transmission mount and the motor mounts. And when I did the install of the polished parts, the motor mounts were actually bad and they had a lot of play in them. I was able to push the motor over like maybe a couple of degrees, and I was able to fit the plenum in there. The back side of the runners is it's pretty shallow. Here we have the polished plenum. Got it all repolished. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the gaskets back on there, and I'm gonna show you how to install a Mark IV Supra first gen GS300 intake plenum into your is300. In order to fit the Mark IV intake plenum in here, if you notice here, we'll show right here, this stud on the back corner is gone. I had to remove it, and then if you notice on the brake booster, I had to massage the brake booster just a little bit to make some room, and I don't even think I still was able to get that massaged over enough, but we're gonna find out here in a second. I just gotta get the flanges cleaned up, get the gaskets cleaned back up, and we'll see if the plenum will fit in here without me having to move the engine over like how I did the first time. Okay. Now it's going to be a little harder to do since there's not the two studs there where it'll just hold it up in place. So you're going to have to let that sit down for a second. This is what I found to work. And the next thing I do is going to lower this into place somehow. Let's see. Just like that. Always got to move something. That's seems to be the trick. And once that's there, I got to grab the gasket and fish the gasket up and run a bolt through it, and that way it'll line up. I'll get this gasket in there right now. So, and for now, that is what we've got accomplished. You can see, got the plenum installed. Before pressure washing the engine bay, I'm going to take the battery out. I mean, normally I don't, I just kind of cover it up, but this time I'm gonna take the battery out. I need to clear the codes on it, and because I installed this plenum, and anytime on these engines, on these computers, these kind of cars, They have an intake learning process when the computer is cleared. So when you take the battery out or you clear the codes in the computer, you turn the car on for the first time. During that cold start, it's going to detect the volume and all the dimensions of your intake so that it can calibrate itself properly. It takes about a minute, 2 minutes to do, and then once the car comes down to idle, it should be good to drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that set up and going, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to pressure wash. I forgot to do this in the brake series, so we'll do it now. But here's a brake caliper without any pads in it, and it comes out to being 6.6 pounds. So I don't necessarily believe I took out a whole lot of weight out of the other brake caliper, but I think it was probably around the same weight as this one. So, but that was just for anybody that was wondering, like, when was I going to show that information? So there it is. Made it out here. Valid imports at the first car meet with the Lexus. You know what I'm saying? Seats. What year are these ones? 2016. Oh, they're even newer. Dude, I bet it's so comfortable. That shit was wild, bro. I had a lot of fun coming out here today. We're gonna have to do this again on the channel, man. Tell me what you guys think. If y'all want to see some more material like this, we go out to some car clubs and car shows, and hang out and see what people are getting into. All right, AJ. Appreciate you, man.